Hello, Soberinos, and welcome to this week's Friday Fix. The reason I am giggling to myself is because I have a new phone and I am recording myself on my new phone. And this new phone has a super camera. I keep being distracted by looking at myself on the screen because this super camera has a much better, well, it's got several lenses, in fact, and it's giving a much clearer picture. And I'm just realising as I'm looking at myself how much my old phone was kinder because it didn't have quite such a good camera on it. So it kind of softened me around the edges a bit. Anyway, you've got me in clear, high definition today. Today, I want to just give you a quick piece of encouragement if you are new to living your life sober, or if you are someone who really wants to stop drinking, is thinking about stopping drinking, but hasn't quite taken the plunge yet. I want to give you a little piece of encouragement and a little word of advice, really, which is that you need to paint an attractive picture of what your life sober is going to be like. And the reason that I'm saying this is because our minds, the unconscious part of our minds, the bit that we're not really aware of, we're not really consciously thinking about, all the stuff that's going on in the background in our minds that we're unaware of, is forming patterns and habits and routines. And one of the routines and patterns it's formed has been to reach for alcohol. Now, I don't know what it is for you in terms of what triggers you to reach for alcohol and what the original benefits to drinking would have been for you. For me, it was things like gaining confidence socially. It was to relax and de-stress. It was to escape uncomfortable emotions. It was to feel like a better version of myself. It was to put myself on a similar social footing with other people around me. It was to reward myself and treat myself. It was to intensify a happy feeling or a joyous feeling. It was to make a positive experience even better. And it was to, I guess, escape any experiences that were difficult or making me anxious or making me stressed or panicked or anything like that. So there were a whole variety of reasons why I used to drink and situations that would trigger me into wanting to reach for alcohol. There were jobs that alcohol was doing for me, and there will be jobs that alcohol has been doing for you. So one of the things that the unconscious part of your mind is going to do is when you are thinking about those situations, when you are imagining living your life without alcohol in it, is that unconscious part of your mind is going to be trying every trick in the book to get you to go back to drinking again, because that is the pattern it knows, and it wants to resort back to its familiar patterns and its familiar habits, because that's how it keeps you safe. That's how it's looked after you. It's how it's protected you over the years. Even though you know consciously that alcohol has been making you miserable, that unconscious part of your mind, which is by far the stronger part of your mind, needs to resort to the patterns it knows. And if the pattern it knows is alcohol, that's what it's going to automatically try and steer you back towards. So your unconscious mind is going to be trying every trick in the book to get you to go back to drinking alcohol again. And one of the ways it does that is that when you start thinking about life sober, you start thinking about stopping drinking or living the rest of your life alcohol free, it will catastrophize. It will start to paint a very negative picture of what living your life sober is going to be like. So for me, when I first started thinking about stopping drinking and in the early days of living my life sober, the unconscious part of my mind would just naturally lead me to imagining that I was going to become the most boring person in the world. My life was going to be flat. My life was going to be dull. My life was going to be boring. I was never going to enjoy anything ever again. I just was never going to enjoy a social event. I was never going to be able to go to gigs. I was never going to be able to go to parties. I was never going to be able to go to pubs. I was never going to be able to join the family at a social occasion. I was never going to feel confident ever again without alcohol. So the unconscious part of my mind was naturally and automatically painting a very dark picture of what my life sober was going to be like. And that's going to happen very naturally, very unconsciously. So in order to counteract that, what we need to do is to paint an extremely compelling, attractive picture of what your new sober lifestyle is going to look like. So instead of thinking about, or if you catch yourself thinking about life becoming boring, life becoming dull, life becoming extremely stressful, all of those things I just listed that went on for me in my head, if you've got anything similar to that, what you need to do is paint a really attractive picture about what living your life sober is going to be like. So you need to think about all of the benefits to you that living your life sober is going to bring, the confidence you're going to gain, the new health benefits you're going to get, both physically in your body, your skin, your hair, your teeth, your mind firing on all cylinders again, all of these physical and mental benefits that you are going to get. You can focus on the relationships in your life that are going to improve as a result of living your life sober. You can focus on how you'll be giving yourself the opportunity to really fire on all cylinders, to start thinking more clearly, sleeping better, having more energy, being in control of your decisions and making better decisions at work, seizing opportunities that come your way with both hands, whether it's at work or whether it's in your personal life. There will be a catalogue of benefits that you will reap when you stop drinking and you start to live your life confidently and happily sober. And so you need to paint very consciously, very purposefully, very determinedly, you need to paint a picture of what your life sober is going to be like in all of its liberating, happy, joyful positivity. Because when you do that, you give yourself a chance to counteract and to do battle with the automatic unconscious assumptions that your mind will be making about all the terrible things that are going to happen to you when you stop drinking. Because that unconscious part of your mind wants to lead you right back to drinking again, because it's familiar, it's comfortable, it's what it knows. So counteract it by painting this wonderful picture of how amazing your life is going to be when you're living it sober. Now, when I say paint a picture, I don't necessarily mean get your paintbrushes out, get some paper out, and literally paint yourself a picture. What I mean is give it some thought. Actually devote some time to thinking this through, maybe writing it down with a pen and paper, what all these benefits are going to be when you're living your life sober. However, having said that, Some people find that bringing some kind of picture to life of what their life is going to be like in all its sober glory is really helpful, because the more you breathe life into something, the more you make it real, bring it to life, the more real it becomes, and the more it convinces that deep, dark, unconscious part of your mind that this is reality, that this is the new reality. And the more your unconscious mind can kind of get on board with what you are consciously trying to do. So you could literally paint a picture with lots of detail about the wonderful, wonderful ways that your life is going to change when you're living it sober. If you are not a particularly artistic person and you don't like to do things drawing, painting, sketching, you don't like to do things that way, you could write an essay, you could write a story, you could write a poem, you could doodle, you could, if you're a very arty, crafty person, you could make some kind of model of your new sober life. If you like taking photographs, you could collate some photographs that would represent your new sober life. If you are somebody that's tuned more into the audio, the sound of if you're thinking about five senses, some people can be tuned more into the sense of sound than they are to visuals. So if you're one of those people and you like listening to things, you could record yourself a nice little audio that represents your new sober lifestyle. However you decide to bring your wonderful new sober lifestyle to life, the important thing is that you make it attractive, you make it compelling, you make it inspiring, you make it motivational, so that you've got a way of, whenever you are feeling challenged, whenever you notice the unconscious part of your mind kicking in and trying to drag you back to drinking again, you have something that you can refer to that's going to give you the inspiration, the motivation, the strength, and the desire to keep following your sober path. So that's my little tip for today. Paint a positive picture of what living your life sober is going to be like, and that will help you to stay strong when you are facing challenges or triggers. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'll look forward to catching up with you in tomorrow's Saturday share in the Facebook group. If you would like more tips, more tools, more inspiration, techniques, and if you would like to follow a structured online coaching program that takes you step by step through what to do and how to do it to live your life happily, contentedly, and healthily sober, you can come to the Go Get Sober website and you can sign up for the guidance membership, and you can get access to all of the tools that you need to live your life in your best possible way sober. I'll look forward to seeing you soon, but in the meantime, let's go get sober together. Bye.